all had an amazing week. Um, what a day. What a day. A little overwhelmed, a little emotional as well. So much more than I thought it was going to be. I don't really know how to title this video. I just don't. I know that this isn't necessarily going to do well with the YouTube algorithm, and it's not necessarily what people are going to be looking for in a topic as they browse YouTube. But I think this is going to be for those of you who follow the channel quite consistently and have followed the journey here and have enjoyed some of the content that we've put out over the past two years, and more than anything else, for those of you who are interested in developments and what happens with with me on a day-to-day basis as well. Today has been a very big day, just in terms of news, and I just want to say first and foremost, thank you to everyone. The messages of support and the congratulatory, can't remember the word, you know what I mean, messages have been really heartwarming, and even more so than I actually expected, because a lot of the time when I create videos, obviously I'm in here. The podcast, I'm in here as well. There isn't unnecessarily a lot of interaction with people face to face. In fact, I rarely get interactions with people face to face, purely because I'm in my bubble, right? Oftentimes I'll get stopped down the street, and people will say, I've really gained benefit from the channel. Thank you for what you're doing. But aside from that, I don't really ever get to meet the people, see the people, put names to faces, if you will. And it makes all the difference when something like today happened, where there's a big announcement, something exciting to announce, and the response is overwhelmingly positive. And I have to say thank you to every single one of you, really, because not only are you part of the journey, a lot of the stuff that has happened over the past 2 years wouldn't mean anything, wouldn't matter if you guys weren't here. And yeah, so look, the book is going to be launched on March 16th. It's called The Money Basics: How to Become Your Own Financial Hero. And the book essentially is a formula. It's a formula. It's the basic formula, my basic formula. And it talks about the fundamental financial principles that we all need to have in place in order for us to become our own financial heroes, in order for us to have a sense of financial security, to be able to use money for what is actually truly intended for, which is to live a life of our choosing. And I think that this is an important topic, because over the past 3 years on social media, a lot of the stuff that I've spoken about is, investing and having the right things in place and understanding what you're doing, anchoring yourself into a goal, having purpose, having direction, having focus. And this book really is a combination of all of that. It is a thought through, practical way of being able to implement skills that we all should have been taught in school, all of us, but unfortunately we were not taught in school. And so the most important thing about the book is that it's not just a book for book's sake. It's not just a book to pick up a few tips here and there. There are practical elements, and that's one of the things that I wanted to make sure that I deliver with the book. Something that will give you practicals, things to do, help you take action. And through the book, you're going to go through a goal setting exercise. You're going to set goals. We're going to anchor you into those things, because when you start getting into the principles, you're going to need to know why you're doing this, what you're doing this for. I cover a lot of my own personal experiences, lessons that I've learned the hard way, so you don't have to. And I know that the book is going to help people from all walks of life, across a different set of range of ages, really. And I hope that it gets received well and people find value with it. I imagine that they will, and I'm sure that everyone will. A lot of time, effort, and dedication has gone into it, and yeah, it's been great. And I just want to say thank you to everyone, and just some comments on here. Pleasure to be on, to be on See You Live. Congrats, Pete. Seriously happy for you, mate. how do we buy the book and when is it out? Only onwards and upwards for you, mate. Okay, so the book is out on March 16th. So it's still a couple of months away. However, you can pre-order the book right now on Amazon. If you want to, on the announcement video, actually let me grab the link. I might be able to pop it in the chat. And I'm going to share something that is I, I I'm pausing because it is such a big thing that in my head, I have a vision of what I want to happen, and I want to get the book into as many people's hands as possible. And to do that, it means that I have to get it onto the Sunday Times bestsellers list. And in order to do that, this is the link to pre-order on Amazon. In order to do that, there is a very, very big number that the book has to meet in terms of pre-orders and sales in its first week. And completely honestly, it fills me with dread. I'm a little bit of a control freak. I I tend to do well with things that I know that I have a good amount of control over. Um, and when I say control, I can be actively involved in making sure that something happens. With this kind of thing, I have no control. It is very much down to you guys. It is very much down to people receiving the book, people sharing, people um, making the pre-orders. I can't buy 3,000 copies of my own book and have it count towards the official sales. Unfortunately, there is no way you can game or rig the system. And so it's left to the fate of the world, really. There's a lot that I'm going to be doing in the coming weeks around promo, talking about the book, so on and so forth. So hopefully that will help. But every single order of the book really does help. And I said this earlier on Instagram. This is probably the first time where I actually have a product, something tangible, where there is going to be an exchange of value, if you will, across the 3 years that I've been doing this on YouTube now. I've never had a proper product or anything that I've launched, that I've sold physically. This is going to be the first one, and it may be the only one that I do. It may be the only book that I write, but I think for me, I want to make sure, and I wanted to make sure when I was writing the book that, 15, 20 years, 40, 50 years from now, after I'm long and gone, I've left something behind that is tangible and something that people will always, for generations, be able to get benefit from. And so really now that it's out and it's out in the world and it's going to be delivered on the 16th of March, is really just about how well it gets received and how much it resonates with people. But yeah, also smash the like button, guys, if you can. I appreciate that. We're also streaming onto Twitter. So if you're watching on Twitter, thank you so much for joining as well. Appreciate you. John, well done, Pete. You're an inspiration to those of us who needed a reality check on providing for our financial futures. Thanks, mate. I mean, look, I think at the end of the day, why did I start this? I started this whole thing to have conversations with people that I wish someone had with me in my 20s. And the book reflects that. I talk a lot about some of my own personal experiences, maybe some things that I haven't really gone into in depth during the course of this channel. And one of the things that I'm bad at is I'm bad at sharing and I guess stepping outside my comfort zone. I'm my personality trait is that I'm an introvert. I am an introvert, and that's counterintuitive considering the fact that I do YouTube and I do TV. But my personality trait is that I'm an introvert, and sharing doesn't come easily to me. It's quite uncomfortable a lot of the time, and some of the things that I wish that I had shared a little bit earlier maybe comes out in the book around certainly around my background and my upbringing. So you might learn a few other things about me as a person as well in there, and some of my experiences as well. Thank you very much for this. Appreciate you. Massive congrats, bro. Been a subscriber since the start. Thank you, man. Yeah, look, you've been here. You've probably seen the entire journey as well. And yeah, thank you. Look, it wouldn't happen without people like you being part of the journey. It makes it all worthwhile. Mark, thank you very, very much. I do appreciate you. Listen, if you order the book, so there'll be other stuff that will be announced in the coming weeks. Um, and I can't give anything away just yet because that will be jumping the gun. But there'll be a few things announced a bit later on. But if you do order the book, okay, through this year, as I go to different locations, if you ever see that I'm in your location, let me know and I will sign the book for you. Because I do appreciate, I want to be able to give back, and I'm sure you'll get value from the book. But just this pre-order right here, that is one of 3,000 that I would love to get in order to get onto the Sunday Times bestseller and accelerate the book and get it into a lot of people's hands. So thank you, Mark. Really, really do appreciate it. Thank you. How long did you spend working on the book? All in all, it was probably about 6 months. Actually, no, longer than that, because the initial draft for the proposal I wrote on a beach in Dubai, 2021, Christmas, New Year's 2021. That's when I first actually sat down to write the book. So what happens is you write a proposal that goes out to publishers, and then publishers say whether they want it or not. So that first proposal was penned in December of 2021. The idea for the book probably came up in the summer of 2021. So it's been a very long time. The bulk of the writing happened at the back end of 2022. So it took a little bit of time to get it out there. In terms of, well, written to the stage or to the point where it's ready with the publishers now. But even with the publishers, it's such a big thing because it is HarperCollins. They're a huge publisher. They're the second biggest in the world, and to publish a book with those guys is it's a little it's mind blowing, really, to be honest, completely, because I have to go back to like when I was like homeless and sleeping on the street and living in hostels and in debt and in real dire straits. I mean, I never would have imagined that I would be writing a book with the second largest publisher in the world. To me, that just doesn't compute. And today's been one of those days where it's like I've got to take a minute and just like, okay, just chill for a second, because it's pretty mad. It's pretty mad. And just saying it out loud is weird. And look, I knew that I would be announcing this book this week, and all the way up into the run up to it, I was like, it's going to be okay. The response has been the response is what's got me. Like, it's quite it's quite emotional, to be honest, and it's quite humbling. So it's yeah, it really is something. It really, really is. It really, really is something. Um, Marika's just saying that she's going to buy it for her mum's 60th birthday. Thank you, Marika. Thank you very, very much. Someone's saying I'll get 2 copies for myself and my brother 30th birthday, which is a day before the release. Fantastic. Great, great, great. I will be hosting, or at least doing a book launch party, and that is going to be in March. I'm just trying to figure out logistics, venues and stuff like that. I'll announce that a bit later on. I may have an allocation to invite people to come along if you're going to be in the London area. So I'll announce some bits and pieces as we get closer to that date, and once I know exactly what's going to happen. But if you can provide evidence of the fact that you've ordered the book, what we might do is we might do like a raffle or something like that, and get you along to the book signing. You can bring your book and I'll sign it as well. So there'll be a few things like that will come out over the next few weeks or so. But yeah, thank you, mate. Really, really do appreciate the support. Emmanuel saying here, congrats, going to buy a Kindle version and a paperback for myself. Oh, by the way, this is also going to be an audiobook as well. So I'm actually really looking forward to the audiobook side to it actually, because I have listened to books and I've listened to some. I listened to a financial book, a book about money, a past couple of weeks ago, and it gave me an idea of what I definitely don't want the book to read or sound like. And I'm really excited about recording that because if you're the kind of person that doesn't want to sit there with a book, read it cover for cover, then on your drive, in the gym, whilst you're on a jog or whatever, you can literally put it on and gain value within the book as well. So I'm really excited to get that out as well. But it's going to be paperback, it's going to be Kindle, and it's going to be an audiobook as well. So three formats, which I hope is actually going to broaden out the demographic a little bit more as well. And it's going to be released in the UK and across the Commonwealth as well. So I got freaked out a couple of weeks ago because I was like, the Commonwealth. Like, I know, understand the Commonwealth, but I was like, how many countries is that? And it's like it's 54 countries. It's pretty mad. Nigeria is in the Commonwealth. It's pretty mad. It's nuts. But obviously, the UK is the predominant market for it. So, yeah. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. Thank you so much. Someone just saying here, love a good audiobook. I do as well. Easier. Stick it on a long drive. Done. Okay, so someone just saying here, would love to come to the book launch in London. Okay, cool. I will duly note that. I've got to work out the logistics of where I need to be. So the book comes out on a Thursday. I'm going to be on Packed Lunch, Steph's Packed Lunch on Channel 4 that day. So the book launch is going to be the day before, on the 15th. So logistically, I need to be in London, then to Leeds. Um, and the budget is also on the 15th. So with the budget, I might be in Leeds in the morning to do TV, or I might be elsewhere doing TV in the morning. Um, there's a lot going on right now. Basically, it's pretty nuts, but it's exciting. We roll with the punches. You put this kind of stuff out in the world, and it's one of those situations where, when you finally realize it, you get to a point. Yes, it might be stressful. It's not stressful yet, just yet. I can imagine it will be really, really stressful as we run up to the date, but it is a blessing, and that's what I have to always remind myself on. Like, literally, you can connect the dots of going backwards, and I've said this a number of times on the channel. And look, if you're watching this and you're struggling and you're thinking about where you want to be in the future and you can't see a way forward, believe me, you are likely more intelligent and more capable than I am. And if I've been able to do this, what you want to do is 100% possible. There is nothing standing in your way. I just have to be so thankful for everything, and I can connect the dots moving backwards 100%. When I was homeless and when I was struggling, I couldn't see this coming. I had belief that the future could only be better, but I would have never been able to visualize this. And the great thing about the journey is the journey itself. It's not the destination, it's the journey itself. And the things that you learn, the things that you pick up, the person you become, the skills you develop, that's really where the reward is. That's where the value is. And that's what makes the big difference. I've learned a lot over these years, and the tough lessons have made me stronger. The tough lessons have also made me wiser. And the things that I've done that have come to me as a byproduct of the steps that I've taken, I appreciate, because I know what it's like not to have those opportunities, or not to be able to be in a position where you can take those. And I think that's something that we should all remember and be mindful of. It's not the destination, it's the journey. And if anything, like I said, please let this inspire you, whatever it is. There was a comment on the announcement video. Someone mentioned on there, I hope to build my channel to be as big as yours. In the scheme of things, this is not a big channel. But one thing that I've realized is that it's not about the numbers. There are YouTubers who have got way more subscribers, who get way more views than I do. Most of my videos are probably, 1,000, 2,000. If I'm lucky, I get to 4,000 or 5,000. It's not that I post videos that get tens of thousands of views. I don't. But I do think that, it's not necessarily about the numbers. The impact of what you do isn't always evident in numbers. It's evident in the silence often that you get when you post things. And believe me, believe me, you just have to venture and you have to believe, and that's really what it's all about. Where in Leeds am I going to be when I'm in Leeds? I'm in by Leeds Docks. The docks in Leeds is typically where I'm at every Thursday. So if you're in Leeds, let me know. And if you do get the book, I'm in Leeds, so I'll definitely sign the book. We could do a meetup or something like that, for sure. But guys, I don't want to carry on for too long on here. I just wanted to make this just to kind of explain what was going on and maybe answer some questions and just say thank you. Like, really, thank you. This is a huge, huge step, and it's a big dream come true. And I hope more than anything else, you get value from the book and it inspires you to go forward in your own journey with confidence, because that's what we all need. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Catch you soon.